My only conclusion can be that it was a Sith Lord.
There's something about this boy.
He can see things before they happen.
These visions you have. Careful you must be.
The Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace for the dark times.
You don't know the power of the dark side.
Something terrible has happened.
I have brought peace, freedom, justice, and security to my new empire.
You will be tempted by the dark side.
I am your father. I'll show you the dark side.
The belonging you seek. It is ahead.
Let's try that again with my mic not being muted. All right, hey everybody. Welcome to RSG, our 50th episode. I can't believe it. I'm Ranger J 1999, and this is the show you love to hate. Our 50th show. It's amazing that we've gotten to this point. 50 shows. We're almost a year old. We're growing up so fast. I can't believe it so much. But
we're almost legal.
I know, Finn. We're almost a year old. I can't believe it. But 50 was a huge milestone, and we'll do something when we hit a year as well. But we really wanted to do something cool for this show. We've got a lot of great people coming on tonight. A couple people will not be on, but that's okay. Some real life stuff came up, and we were trying to have a ton of people on, but hey, we still have a ton of people on, so it's still going to work out pretty well. But welcome everybody. It's Wednesday. It's 8 o'clock, so that means it's time for us to start talking about some Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. And usually at this time, the government Wi-Fi stealer himself, Grande Patron, would be joining us, but real life actually got Grande. He was in a car accident. Everybody's okay. We haven't heard anything since, but he did text us say, everything's fine, but with that happening, he's they're a little preoccupied right now, which is understandable. And poor Smithy D is not feeling well, and he couldn't be on tonight either, so that's understandable as well. But taking his place, you know him, you love him. He's the troll extraordinaire. He keeps you guys in line and chat. The one, the only, Dr. Finn Medicine Woman. Dr. Finn Medicine Woman, welcome back to the live stream where you actually have to talk, my friend.
Yeah, I know it sucks, and they're going to get out of control in the chat, but it's the 50th episode, so fun in chat.
That's right.
I'm still watching though. I can put you guys in timeout, so just be warned.
That's right. Don't make Finn angry. You wouldn't like it if Finn was angry. I'm just saying. But we got a lot of great guests and a lot of stuff we're going to talk about tonight. Your last time we're going to leave a little bit more room for questions. There's not a lot of information that came out this week. There is some stuff we're going to talk about in some areas that we are still going to cover, but we also have more time for your questions. Last episode was 2.5 hours. A ton of questions came in. We want to make more time for your guys' questions because you guys do send a lot of great questions in. So go ahead and get your questions in. Tag Finn. Make sure if you're going to put in chat, say at question, so we know that it's a question. Sometimes the format of what you put is not in a question form, and we might miss it, and we don't want to miss it. But let's introduce the awesome crew we got with you today. First, we're bringing back an oldie but a goodie. He's back from our days. He's been busy, real life stuff. Hey, we just got a first donation. I haven't even got to that yet, but KP67s just donated $5. Thank you, because that was the intro we needed and deserved. Well, thank you for that. We appreciate that. Speaking of which, before I introduce our first panelist, if you want to donate, there's two ways. If you want to support the show, there's the super chat function, which is on the bottom of the chat. You can go ahead and donate there. There's also if you're watching this later, on the homepage on the YouTube channel, there's a button there where you can donate directly to us through PayPal, where you can donate monies that way. So just throwing that out there. But first, let's get back to someone that has been on the show in a long time. Been busy with real life and stuff, but he's still an avid Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes player and my mortal enemy in a sense. He's the biggest cat lover of them all, Mr. Dark Lord Lampshade. Is he there?
What's going on, interwebs? Everything is perfect by me.
I know. If people don't know,
Ranger.
Yes. Yes.
Man, I can only say I miss you. Yet, as a free-to-play player, rocking every single character on this roster, I'm loving life. Done.
So what's your point? Are you going to make a cat reference already?
I'm better than you.
Oh, no. Nah. I'm afraid not.
I already said I'm doing perfect.
I know, you are. We're glad to have you back, man. It's been too long. My friend, what have you been up to?
Absolutely. But don't worry, Ranger. I'm just kidding. But nothing done.
God. It begins, Jesus.
Wonder why they don't invite me around anymore. I tell you what, how you doing, Finity? It's been so long. It's good to hear your voice.
Yo,
I wish I could say the same back.
Yeah. Oh no, the old crew is back together. God help us. If Gronk was here, we'd have four of a kind.
Good voices, man. I've been a lot of new things going on in the game. Excited about things that are coming and chit-chatting about what we got going on.
That's right. So we're going to get into all that, but let's get the rest of the panel introduced. First off, we are blessed to have both representatives from these crews, and I really want to push their stuff today, because if you have not been listening to these podcasts that are being done for this game, I don't know what the hell you're doing. Holy moly, Sean G just gave us $20. Thank you, sir. You are amazing. Wow. I just mentioned it. Jesus. It says, thanks for everything, guys. Intro was awesome. Well, thank you, sir. We appreciate your support. We'll keep putting out the great stuff. But getting back to this, I've had the privilege of being on both of these podcasts. They are both amazing. And some have been on the show before, and some are brand new. This is their first time, but I want to get everybody introduced. So from the In-Depth podcast, you know these guys, you love them. We've got first Nukin from the Republic on. Nukin, what's up, my brother?
What is going on, Ranger? Glad to be back on another Reality Scoop Gamer stream, and congrats on 50, man.
I know. So, usually when you hit 50, you're like, I feel old, but I don't. I feel young. I feel rejuvenated. We are glad to have you back, my friend. And also joining us from the podcast, the In-Depth podcast, is you know her, you love her. I call her the Dark Lady of the Sith, but you can't really, because she's more fun than that. So she's more of like the Leia, that kind of quirky, go get him kind of. There's that laugh that we all love. It's Crazy Excuses. She's back. Crazy, what's going on, Crazy?
Hi, thanks for that intro.
That's right.
We're on your anniversary.
That's right. We are very, very happy to have you both on, and we're going to get into your podcast here in a little bit, because I really want to get people listening to this. But also, me and Grande were on the Shattered Order podcast, which is in our video channel if you haven't heard it. These guys do a great job. Wink and those guys. And we have one of them on for us tonight. Mr. Wink, introduce yourself to the RSG community over here and tell everybody what's up.
How's it going, guys? Thanks for having me on. This is obviously my first time being on here, so this is pretty exciting.
Yes.
Of course, we had you and Grande on last week, which was the hell of a lot of fun. You ended up running our episode into our longest episode yet, which people seem to enjoy, so that's a good thing.
Yeah, I haven't checked. How is that doing? We kind of went overboard on that episode.
Doing pretty well, actually. Yeah.
Yep, and the other member of your team who cannot be on tonight, unfortunately, is Punk. So shout out to you, Punk.
Yep.
But we have representation. I wanted to get you guys on here at the least because both these podcasts we're going to get into and really pimp because you guys do a phenomenal job, and I think more people need to listen to you guys on both ends of the spectrum. But we have one more panelist we need to get introduced, and that is Mr. Sir Loki. Mr. Sir Loki, what is going on, my friend?
Thank you for having me, man. I'm good. Just excited about Ahsoka coming.
Yes, I bet you are. We've been talking about it, and we're going to get into that as well. But there's something I need to say to Loki, and I'm going to do this live because this guy is phenomenal. He's always a great panelist, and he's a good friend, and he's a sneaky bastard.
Oh no,
he's a sneaky bastard.
No, don't do it, Ranger.
I'm going to do it because
don't do it.
He got me.
You're about to whip it out, aren't you?
Yes,
don't do it.
Yes, I am.
They're already asking if you're going to pee your pants, and now
I'm not going to.
If you're wearing ready to whip it out on the live stream.
Yeah, Crazy's a big tipper for the wet pants. You know?
Yeah, that's right. If you guys are looking, this will be popping up in a moment on the live stream. But if you guys can hear and see, this is the custom lightsaber that Loki made for me. And I had no idea that this turd was doing this, man. He tricked me. He told me he was sending me a bunch of cigars, which he did. I did get some cigars. But Smithy knew about it. Finn knew about it. Grande knew about it. And Loki did this. I cannot believe he did this. I am so unbelievably just in awe that he did this. Because I'd always give him a hard time. But I was mainly doing it because I really liked what he did with his lightsaber work. If you guys can see the hilt here. I'm gonna get in the frame. It's custom made. The sound is incredible. I mean, this sucker it weighs like, I mean, it feels like the real deal. And the cool thing is it can change colors. You can tell by the lighting that it's incredible. So if you guys are not checking out Loki, and if you guys are not seeing his stuff, you need to. His lightsabers are incredible. If you would like one of these lightsabers, I'm telling you right now, Loki does great work. If you want to buy one of these things are worth it. I mean, I've never seen anything like this. I mean, it makes those FX lightsabers look like nothing. Go ahead, Finn.
Did you see what happened in chat, Ranger?
No, I haven't looked yet. I got like 20 windows open. I can't do anything.
Shadow gave 50.
Yeah, Shadow hooked it up.
I think you know what you have to do, Ranger.
What happened?
I think you got
Jesus Christ!
Take off your headphones. Stand up.
I'm kind of dry right now.
Play with the lightsaber right now.
I just worked out. Let me get some. Look, I got some Powerade. Let me put it in me. Then we'll do.
Just take off your headphones and play with your lightsaber on the stream. You have to do that Star Wars guy nonsense. Start jumping around with
the Ranger. It's been
Don't
a
do
long
it.
time coming.
Oh, now he gave 50.
Wow, I can't.
They said that guy's a lawyer now. You know.
Yeah.
Because Shadow made Ranger whip it out, I'm a bigger fan of Shadow than I ever was. Still hate him, but I love him now.
And I think the cool thing is you can change colors on this thing. This is the cool thing about this lightsaber is you can change colors. So let me see if I can get the function to work. It's not doing it. What do I have to do, Loki? You have to pull the pin out, hold it. It should beep, right?
You have to hold the button. So you have to put the pin in the kill key, and then you hold the button, and then you pull it out.
You see that it's red.
Yeah, there you go.
Then you watch purple, so I could be Mace Windu. Blue, so I can be Anakin or Luke. This is unbelievable. A lighter blue, which is really, really cool. It's a little bit more of the color of the Episode 4 lightsaber. Green. I mean, this is crazy. And then
just saying,
yellow.
We've had Ranger whip it out, push a button, and then pull it out. That's the general direction.
Yeah,
I don't think anybody
not only
wants
did he do those things, but now he's playing with it.
Yes, I like to play with it when I'm on the air.
Just made it rain. He made it rain $50.
Okay, so I loved Shadow for a second. Now I hate him because I have to sit here and watch Ranger play
Shadow,
with his
that's
lightsaber.
unbelievable, man. I cannot believe you just gave us $50, brother. That's unbelievably kind of you. Thank you so much for that. Much appreciated. We'll keep doing what we we do for you guys, because that's what we do for, is for all the fans out there. So, wow, unbelievable. This is starting out crazy, but yeah, if you guys want a lightsaber like that has incredible sound, the lighting is get with Loki. The dude is phenomenal, and I want to personally say thank you, Loki, for that. That was very kind and generous of you to do that.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Appreciate what you do here too, man. This is hard work, holding down the fort for everybody and giving us a place to speak. So I want to thank you for that. So,
well, thank you, sir. So now we did all the mushy stuff. Let's get into the show notes, and Finn is going to be taking the place of Grande, and he will be kind of guiding us on this journey tonight. Make sure you get your questions in. If you have questions, throw them out to Finn. He will collect them, and we will get to them after we get all to the news and stuff. But Finn, what are we going to cover first with this amazing panel of people we got on tonight?
All right. So let's start off with there hasn't been too much in terms of new stuff lately, but there was a lot of stuff this past week in terms of events and whatnot. So let's just look back on our double events. I think a lot of people were waiting for it from May the 4th, and they delayed it to the 40th anniversary. So I think that threw people off a little bit. So you weren't able to collect if you bought it for that 4th event. But drops. So let's just start with Loki here. What did you do with your double events, and did you get anything good?
I went all in on mods, so I was just farming speed sets for the past 2-3 days or something like that, and I got some decent ones. I mean, I still haven't gotten a 20 plus speed, but got a couple of 19s and 14s and all that. So overall, it was good for me. It was worth saving up the crystals and the energy and everything that it was a good thing.
What about you, Nukin?
I got a few good mods. For 90 to 95% mods, I got 2 mods at around 13. Didn't get anything over 15. I also have yet to get a mod over 20 speed, so hoping to get one pretty soon. 6 stars, so I'm pretty excited about that. I had saved up my currency with crystal refreshes. Ratmaster Yoda, who's probably watching this, had a great video guide on how to maximize double drops, and if they ever do a week like this again, which I think they did last year. So check that out. I think it was great. What about you? What about you guys?
I went mods, all in on mods pretty much. And when we did, that was pretty much it. I didn't really save up much in terms of regular energy, just because I didn't want to expend that many crystals, I guess. But I actually arena for the past week. Normally I don't care. I sit in the top 50 and I'm usually pretty happy. I just don't care to bother with it. But then last week, since there were double drops, I pushed into top 5, and so I was getting crystals to do the refreshes and mods, essentially a lot of speed set because I just unlocked it. But I also don't have any 20 plus. I got a couple of 14s, a few 12s. I think my highest was a 14 or a 16, something like that. But I got a lot of speed sets.
All right. What about you, Crazy?
I I went through and I put all the mods on my lower tunes so that I can look through them all on SWGOH. So if you looked at my profile right now, it would be a little ridiculous. I'd have like speed arrows on Coruscant Underworld Police, but I haven't I haven't looked through them yet. That's next on my to-do list. I spent most of the time and the resources actually trying to work on my fleet arena team.
Oh, very nice.
First order TIE pilot, TIE fighter pilot. Yeah, that's actually what I ended up focusing on.
Very nice. And then, of course, Mr. Wink. What was your focus, my friend?
Well, my focus was mainly gear. I really needed some stun cuffs and stun guns, so I focused on that. Did all the 50 and 100 refreshes that I could. And then I finally got my Death Trooper to 7 stars. and then just farm mods with the rest. And I didn't get squat for mods. I got a couple arrows that I didn't really need, and then a couple mods with plus 10 speed, despite, probably farming, 2,000 energy worth.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, I kind of for the event, I finished up Ayla Sakura. She's 7 stars now. I did some gear pieces that I needed, and then I did some mod farming, but I had a ton of mods. I still have a ridiculous amount of mods, but I mainly focused on a few areas of the mods that I needed just to get more of them, and I ended up getting some pretty decent ones with speed. I actually got some ones I still need to level up and see what they're at. Just I do a couple a day because they can get it gets a little expensive after you do 2 or 3, and then that was mainly my focus on that as well. So let's.
I am curious though for Wink. I heard some people were also doing the same thing in terms of farming gear, but they were saying that the drop rates really weren't all that great. Like they would do 8 attempts and still only get like 2 pieces, and that was if they were lucky. So how did you feel about the drop rates of the items like the stun cuffs and the stun guns when you were running for them?
I was insanely happy. I felt like it was about like, do 10 battles was getting, 4 to 6 pieces. I mean, the drop rates seem to be pretty good for me on that, but of course RNG gods punished me as far as mods go, but it was worth it because I really needed the gear. So
man, that's really interesting hearing how the mod rate, because I was actually kind of worried that everybody was getting speed, because I pulled in somewhere around 10 to 12 speed mod arrows, all at 5 stars, and 3 additional pieces all over 20 speed, and I was a little bit worried that everybody's going to be OP'd come arena, but that's really interesting hearing that it was just luck. But I haven't had luck in mod drops in months, so that's a little bit reassuring. But I was thinking they were playing with the mod drop rates, especially when it came to speed.
Well, that's pretty lucky. I've farmed mods like crazy, and I still don't have anything over 20 speed. I think plus 18 is the best thing I've got.
Yeah, and it's funny, talking about the speed on the mods. We had talked a little bit about this on your podcast last time we were this last podcast. That speed isn't necessarily the thing you need for certain characters and for builds, right?
That's so true.
Speed is important, right? Don't get me wrong. You need good mods with speed, but certain characters and certain builds that you're using in arena are not reliant on having a ton of mods that have speed. Right? Sometimes the other stats are more important. So
Yep.
I would encourage everybody to go. I don't want to get in depth with that again because my God, we really got in depth with it on your podcast.
Yeah,
the
for
Shadow
sure.
podcast. And so go check that out if you haven't checked it out already. It was really really broke it down, like different characters and setups for teams, and the importance of speed on the mod. Some characters it is important, but some it's not. Let me ask this to everybody. We're going to go around and kind of get an assessment. Now that we've had the 40th anniversary, happen with everything, with the Luke event, with everything that went on, what is your overall assessment of it? Do you think it was really good? I mean, I guess how could we assess this? Out of 10, how do you think CG did with the events, the loots, everything that they did? If you were going to grade it, 1 being bad, 10 being the best, how do you think they did? Let's start with I want to go to Crazy first on this. How do you think they did?
I loved the double drops. That was huge. I think that was great, and that it shifted around the different parts of the game. I thought was really cool. So I think that was A+. The event. So I'm not sure if there's like a future plan for it to make Luke like turn into Jedi Luke or something like that. If that's where it ends up, that'll be cool. But the event itself, once you beat all the 3 tiers once, you kind of could ignore it. Like the first time you beat tier 1, you got 80 scavenger shards, so that's over 1,000 shard trap currency, so that's some free nihilist shards. That's cool. But after that, it wasn't really worth it. So the event I was kind of about. If it ends up going somewhere else, I'll be a lot happier.
If you had to rate it out of 10, how do you think they did overall with everything they did?
With the double drops, I'd put it probably 9, and with the event, maybe like a 5 or a 6.
Okay, very cool. Wink, my friend, what is your overall assessment of the 40th anniversary events and stuff that took place?
Well, we got pretty deep into it on our podcast last week, but all in all, I was really happy with it. The double drops were really good. I don't remember last time them doing double drops on Galactic War that you actually got double Galactic War currency. I was kind of shocked to see that, so that was really nice. And then the Flash event I thought was, I think I had a higher opinion of than a lot of people it seemed like, but all in all, I was very happy with it.
So if you got a 10, what would you give it?
7.5.
7.5. All right, let's go to Nukin from the Republic, the In Depth podcast. Nukin, what's your assessment? Ho, Nukin.
I like the double drops. I found that the mod drop rate was pretty good. I wasn't getting too many 3-dot mods. I think like 80 to 90% of the time I was getting 5-dot mods, which was great. The colored mods, the rarity of the mods were, they weren't too awesome like the mod packs. You were getting a lot of gray mods, but you got so many mods that you could sell them for a ton of credits, so that was pretty cool. The Luke event was nice. It was interesting. I don't like how the first one was at like 10 or 11 local time. That's just a hard time slot for me, and I think it was for a lot of people, so I ended up missing that a few of the days. I think that Tier 1 was actually interesting. I didn't realize it closer to the end of the event, but they were giving actually full pieces, not salvage, and I got confused because then they recently changed the color of the gear, and it's like this weird orange brown turdish color, which I don't know. I think they need to change that, I think. But
not a fan of the turdish
Tier
color.
1 was pretty interesting. You could get those MK8 mod things, like 5 a piece, and some of the other pieces were go into Rancor Ray gear, the blue MK2 projector thing. So that actually ended up being the best value, I think, if you're repeating playing the event. I got to do the bonus tier, so I'm pretty excited that they awarded a Zeta on the bonus tier. That means that they're not going to be so cheap on these Zetas, and we're going to be able to get them in other areas of the game, so that was cool. I think overall, I already talked about the mods. The gear rates were great. I also farmed a lot of character shards. I was refreshing the hard nodes. I refreshed Krennic and Nihilus, trying to get some stars there. I think overall, I want to give it an 8 or 9 out of 10. And I hope that they do that more regularly than just once a year. I hope they do it, every few months or something. Maybe when they release like the new movie coming out this winter, that would be cool to do double drops then, or some sort of like special week event.
Awesome. Mr. Cat Lover, Mr. Lampshade, what were your thoughts?
So, I think all in all, to be honest, I was a little disappointed. I've kind of been through quite a few of these double drops. I thought the new the illustrations that they had were pretty neat, but I felt that there were some flaws. And I'll start with the bad because I want to end on some good. But their notifications on when the Luke event came up were off. They, at least for mine, they were off by about an hour. They posted early. So they weren't syncing, so I had to just set a manual timer to know when to go in there. And so for the Luke event, as long as you had the characters unlocked, you could use them. But it felt to me like if you figured out the pattern, you could do it, but it wasn't a challenge if you had the characters. Then all of a sudden you get to the bonus tier, it's like, oh yeah, work on your Luke. And other than a Zeta, it wasn't worth, gearing him up based off of all the other tunes I'm currently working on. I was like, well, I don't really feel like gearing him all the way up to make this just a one and done. So I had to decipher whether or not that was worth it. But what I would have loved to see is maybe a a little bit more, fan love for, Star Wars. Something like, why wouldn't they release like an anniversary New Hope character or something that would have, tied it a little bit to A New Hope, because it is the 40th anniversary. And I know they used the Luke event to kind of use that, but I think I would have loved to have like a new character that tied to it. That would have been really neat and something very special to give a little extra fan love. Maybe even if they had included, held back R2 for this, that may have been, a really smart time to release it, saying, hey, 40th anniversary, the droid you first fell in love with is coming to this week. That's what I would have done, but something to that effect. So I hope, as they go throughout the other movies coming up, they do something similar to that. But all in all, I really appreciate the double drops, and I kind of wish they do it more frequently, like once a quarter type thing, versus once in a blue moon. All in all, if I had to put a number rating on it, I'm probably a 6 out of 10, 5.5 out of 10. 6 out of 10. I'll go with 6 out of 10.
Okay, fair enough. And Mr. Loki, your thoughts and assessments, my friend.
So I'm just gonna quickly go off the top of my head on just all the updates, but double drops are always good. I think it's been a while since we had a game-wide double drop event. I just remember it like a year ago when we had more double drop events, especially like Galactic War and stuff. So I think it was cool. A while back they gave us the Omegas now at the there's a chance to get an Omega now at the end of Galactic War. So that's what I was really hoping for, because unfortunately for me, I'm on like an Omega shortage like crazy. So I don't know how the rest of you guys are, but it's killing me. The 40th anniversary gift itself, so we got like Luke shards and 1 million credits and all that. I can't say anything bad about that. That's awesome. The Empire faction pass with like Grand Moff Tarkin, it's kind of to me, but I do like his ship good. The Flash event was cool. I agree with the panel when maybe the scheduling was a little off to me. I was also not aware like when exactly the double drops would happen or end. I don't think they communicated that well. I didn't see it in game. So that'd be my only gripe. The Flash event as well, I missed some of them because of work and whatever, real life. So that was kind of a bummer, but they gave us enough opportunity to clear all the tiers at least once. So, I can't complain about that. It's free stuff to me. So, Ahsoka's coming soon, so I'm pretty happy about that. And then just the rest of the stuff, I'm kind of bummed the Phoenix Squadron is just chromium and shipments right now. So I wish they were actually farmable. But overall, I'm going to rate everything probably an 8 out of 10. Okay. I think they did a good job. I can't complain about free stuff,
No, you can't. Finadoodle, Dr. Finn Medicine Woman, you have any thoughts you'd like to share?
Considering I don't see them ever doing triple drops or anything like that,
How dare you, sir?
The double drops part, I'll give a 10, essentially. I mean, that's pretty much as good as we can get, I think, with regards to that. They did drop a lot of new stuff at the same time, so I'm also going to give a 10 for some of the game mechanic changes that they did. I think it's more permanent. We have the 100% drop rate for the mods they added at that same time. They also added the 1 extra 50 crystal refresh, which I think is permanent. I'm not entirely sure. And then the same thing with the extra 100 Cantina refresh. So I think dropping all of that at the same time kind of helped. I think to go along with, I think it was Nukin that mentioned it in terms of the turd color item changes. I wish they had held off on that, because it did kind of make getting all the new gear and stuff right at the time of double drops a little bit confusing. It's fine if they want to change it. I wish they had kind of separated that out a little bit. So in terms of all of that, I'll give it a 9 instead of a 10, simply because of kind of the graphics changes being a little unnecessary, I think, at that time. But the Flash event, I'm giving a 2. I hate the fact that it's coming in at these random times and you have to come in at all hours of the day. And if you're working, there's almost no way that you can get all of these events. I would give it a 1, except for the fact that it is free loot. And I know that they talked about it in different podcasts as well. like EHSE and I think it was Top Hat that were saying like they're working on trying to get people more gear because they do see the gear crunch. So it is for me at least, it's a 2 on that event because it is free gear. But look, I mean, the game is a battery sink. Like the more you log into it, the more you're just draining your battery, and it's hard to survive for the entire day if you're on that game without a charger. And not everyone has access to a charger at all times of the day.
You need to get one Finadoodle.
Okay. This is coming from somebody that works from home, so I can easily charge my phone.
Then what are you
just
complaining
talking
about?
in general. I'm talking in general, though. Most people aren't working from home, so it's different.
Well, you plug your phone in at work or in your car.
It's not always that easy.
I know. I'm just giving you a hard time. You know, Finn, what we forgot to do? We forgot to do
I don't
shout-outs to everybody that's in the channel.
We have too many people.
You got a lot of scrolling up to do.
I know. I'm just sitting there like, we need to do that, but I am going to do it because you know what? You guys are the ones that support us, so I scrolled all the way back up, and I am going to do some shout-outs to people that are in the channel. So Bimatsu, Cybershark, Dr. Finn Medicine Woman, we don't really like to talk about him. Shadowvel, Knights Templar is here. Thank you so much. KP67s, Sinister, our boy MJ from the Furnishes, Sean G, Fave Man. Oh, that's a cool name. Some guy nuking from the Republic. I don't know. Ben Lazarus, Sour Cry, some person named Crazy Excuses. I don't know who that is. Victor Oneta. Who else we got? Sinister. A lot of new people in here, which is what I like to see as well. Lucas T, Alex Simpson. Who else? Brad Zoe, Star Wars GOH. That's cool. Dada Jordan, Killer Mike, another new person. Let's see, who else? Anybody new? General Gravis. That's a cool name. Of course, Sir Loki is there. Let's see. Track 230. Pete Barron. Our boy Captain Blackbeard. John Knopf. Our boy Ewokin. I'm going to get him and Shadowville on this stream one day, I swear to God. Let's see. Beast Dude. Man, Rapmaster Yoda. Oh, he's in the channel. Very nice. Who else? I think that's a lot. Killer Mike 557. The Late Picks, our boy Late Picks. Oh, anybody else? I'm looking, guys. That's the ones I can see. It's a lot of names. So if I missed your name, I apologize. We were glad to have you all in chat. So I wanted to make sure we get that done because you guys are the ones that support us and it's the least we can do. All right, that being said.
Okay, since you delayed, I think we need to do some extra shout-outs then.
What do you mean? Well,
it is the 50th anniversary.
Go ahead, fool.
Let's have everybody that's in the chat type your guild. And let's give a shout-out to some of the guilds that we have out here, too. Because we have a lot of different guilds in here.
Yeah, so
we'll give a shout-out to everyone that's representing.
So, anybody in the panel here want to shout out?
And Nukin already goes ahead and forgets that there's a 30-second delay in terms of a live stream. So nobody has any idea what Nukin is doing.
They'll figure it out.
Classic.
Shout out to the Republic.
Shout out to the Republic. Lampshade and Finn and RSG, Reality Gamers. Crazy's also in the Republic. Wink, shout out your guild, my friend.
Yes.
Which guild? It's not a trick question. Just shout out your guild, my friend. He's like, I forgot.
Hello?
Yes, go ahead and shout out your guild.
Okay. Oh, Shattered Order.
There we go.
All right. We have...
Do it for you.
My internet sucks, as I've discussed countless times on the podcast, so...
It's all good. Loki, shout out your guild, my friend.
I am currently in the New Resistance MX right now. It's a Latin American, Mexico based guild. It's pretty fun being with a group of guys, and I don't understand what they're saying. So it's awesome. but they're a good group of guys.
I have no idea what they're saying, but it's fun.
It is. The less I know, the better.
All right.
It's all good.
And of course, shout out to my guild, Team Instinct. All right. Everybody.
And then in the chat, we have...
Oh.
Let's try to go through this chat here as much as we can. So we have Alliance of Rebel Knights. We have Ewok This Way, Alliance Sai, Crazy 88, House Divided Arc, Dark Lords. Let's see. The Second Order, JK. We have Dark Lords of Valor. They're the same. So we got some Dark Lords of Valor. We have some extra RSG guild. We have Alliance Beta, Destroy All Who Oppose, Team Skunk Republic, Jakku. Italian Furious Heroes, GGC Guardians Beta, Ski Patrol. I like that one. I'm not reading Nukins because I know that that's not an actual guild name. I was about to read that too. KOTOR in the Republic, Furious Way, Alderaan Wolfcats, Phyrexian. We have the Warriors Guild, and we have Ghost Squadron. And I think I'm caught up in the chat now.
There we go.
There's some really good guild names on there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so glad I double checked before I read Nukin's.
Oh, Nukin!
I have to say it now, because if anybody's listening back to this recording, they're probably wondering what the hell it was. So I feel like I have to say it now. Yeah, Nukin randomly typed in the chat fat pubic area.
Almost got him.
I'm not familiar with that guild, Nukin. Is that part of the Republic or the Alliance, or what's going on there, buddy?
We just onboarded them a few days ago. They're a great group of guys.
They are. Good Lord. Oh my God.
Shout out to Balor and the Order of Durasteel.
Wow. So we have much representation of all the guilds out there. So awesome stuff. All right, Finn, get us back on track. What is next on the agenda, my friend?
I'm going to skip over this for a second. Let's go to the meta report.
Sir? There's a structure and a format.
Yeah, I know. I'm moving that to after. Let's go to the meta report.
Okay. Let's just throw Ranger off. Let's do what you want to do, Finn. Good Lord. All right.
Hey, this is what happens when Grande is not here.
Yeah, Grande, get your ass. Quit having accidents and quit stealing government Wi-Fi. You can put up with this freak. All right. So the meta report is up. I mean, the one change I see in this meta report, and something we had touched on last week when looking at it, is Wedge Lead is coming back. And, of course, you have just a massive amount of people using the Rex, obviously the Rex Chase combo of, than any other two characters. But Darth Maul's still viable, as you can see. The Sith team is still very viable and it's still very good. It's still holding second, but, coming up in the rear, there is the Wedge Antilles lead. Ever since R2-D2 came out, that team's been climbing up and up and up. With Wedge Antilles. I don't know if everybody else is looking at the meta report, but looking at this, not much change other than that. I mean, you still have, the Qui-Gon Jinn lead team is moving up, probably with in General Kenobi, that's probably with the addition of R2. Darth Nihilus is still holding on. Darth Vader dropped a little bit, but you see, you can see the rest of it making out the top 10. Looking at this meta report, anybody just say your name if you want to shout out to it. Anything that sticks out to you? I mean, the one that sticks out to me is the Wedge lead coming back. Anybody thoughts on the meta report as we look at it right now?
Nukin here. So something that two things that I see here. First, Clone Sergeant is out of the picture, so that's cool. And then second of all, look at Finn. Mm-hmm. Finn's at 50 right now. Mm-hmm. So he's climbing up there, and that change to expose has made that team much more viable in arena. You better
pay attention when you're facing that team, or you'll get wiped. I mean, you have to really focus on the right thing. I mean, first time I faced, I was like, resistance. I got this. Wait, what? No! I got really crushed. I was like, I'm gonna have to actually play this a little bit smarter than I usually do.
Yeah, well, if they just start chaining exposes, you won't take your turn for like 60 to 90 seconds. They'll just keep chaining them back and forth, and you're like, what? I just lost to a resistance team? Mm-hmm. I noticed the Wedge thing as well, but you already mentioned that. Yeah. And I think that Jyn Erso, probably increased by a significant amount, but I don't remember exactly where it was before. I think it was around 20 or 30. Now it's like 44. So that might be some people that are preparing to use Jin with Fulcrum Ahsoka.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens there.
Wink, speaking of Fulcrum Ahsoka and looking at the meta report, do you think her being added into the mix is going to change some things that we're currently looking at the meta? Did we lose Wink? I think we might have lost.
He's muted. He's here, but he's muted.
Mr. Wink, you're muted.
Hello.
There he is.
Yay!
Oh, jeez.
The magic of live streaming.
I know, right? No, I think Ahsoka will definitely change things. I'm not sure to what extent. I kind of think if they actually do nerf Nihilus, I definitely think she will probably take his spot and probably go to a little bit more wedge lead. I'm really hoping that it goes to a little bit more high damage teams than this kind of just tanky stuff and the Rex teams. But I think she's going to open the door for a lot of higher damage teams.
Okay. Anybody else have some thoughts? Loki, any thoughts on the meta report? Crazy, jump in if you want to. Crazy, we want to hear you.
You can hear it. Crazy's actually cooking some chicken right now, so she'll be back.
I'm so jelly. She even told us
What happened with the bear? I thought she was hunting down a bear.
No, she's cooking a chicken, and she's it's gonna be so
roasting
good.
a chicken.
She's roasting a chicken. God, and she even told us this, like, if I'm not there, or if you hear me eating and smacking my lips, you'll know why. I'm like, that's right. I wish I was here with you. It sounds so delicious. Loki, my friend, looking at the meta report, what sticks out to you?
Nothing really. I think if they're gonna nerf Nihilus, then I'm gonna say he's probably gonna be dropping pretty fast. The introduction or the anticipation of Ahsoka's definitely got the wedge lead coming back up again. I mean, even Wigs coming out of the woodwork again. So don't be surprised if you're gonna start seeing Wigs teams again with some kind of R2D2 and Fulcrum Ahsoka and maybe a General Kenobi or something like that is what I'm thinking. But I agree with the panel. I don't think she's going to be meta changing. I agree with. I think on your podcast, you'd mentioned some team comps. Kind of like Chirrut without Baze and maybe DPS coming back. So I do see the high damage teams, I think, coming back again, especially the wedge lead and all that, because that's really the counter. That's really one of the strong counters to the triple cleanse is, everybody forgot Biggs with the offense, from wedge and now the offense from R2. I mean, you can take out Baze, you can take out General Kenobi, no problem with that kind of trio now. So I would definitely say that DPS is going to make a comeback. Maybe Shore Trooper might make a comeback as a counter. I don't know. I can see the crit immunity thing coming back again, kind of like when Lando was ruling the land, and crit immunity was important. So I'm anticipating. I think Ahsoka's going to be great, but there's a lot of counters to her right now. So I think a lot of that stuff's going to start coming out of the woodwork again. But going back to the meta report, nothing shocking. I think everybody's waiting for Nihilus if they're going to actually nerf him or not, and we'll go from there. So.
Now, Wink, was it you or Punk that's running the turret without Baze?
That's me. I'm running.
No, it's a good team, man.
That's for y'all. Tell the people what team you're running.
Rex, Darth Nihilus, General Kenobi, Chirrut, and R2. And it's really effective because R2 essentially protects Chirrut, and then, with Kenobi taunting, it's pretty hard to take him out, and then, he helps heal Kenobi to keep him taunted longer. Works pretty well. I mean, I get first or second every day in my arena, so.
Very nice. All right, so I think we've covered enough of the meta report. Nothing too dramatic in the meta report, but if you guys want to check this out, you can go to Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes.gg. It's up there at the top there where you can check it out. It's a great site. If you guys aren't using this site, you should. It's got all kinds of just amazing stuff on there. You should register, sync your count, and rock and roll. It's a great place.
And that's the best part.
Yeah,
figuring out your mods and stuff. Oh man, it's a major help to figuring out how to mod your characters and where you have mods.
Yep. It gives you
For sure.
anticipation for what gear you'll need for characters. It's just a phenomenal site, and those guys that do that are phenomenal. So I want to give them a shout out. All right, Finn, we covered the meta report. What's next?
I think we need to show all of our viewers our special interview.
Wait, are we doing that tonight?
Yeah.
You're kidding me. Oh my god, I don't have that ready. I hate you so much, Finn. Was that in the notes?
Yes, it is. It's listed as number 7.
I don't have it downloaded. All right, so let's move on to the Finn take.
Go get it downloaded.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
All right. Well, while Ranger is doing that, there is something kind of interesting in the report. So I want to just kind of run it by you guys and see what you think. So if you just look at the all characters at the rank 1, there's only 4 characters that currently don't have a Zeta that are in the top 10. Beige, Chirrut, Rex, and Palpatine. Everybody else is a Zeta character. As you start going down the list a little bit, you see a lot more characters that aren't Zetaed. But how do you guys feel so far about the impact of Zetas towards Arena? Do you think that they're kind of forcing certain characters that maybe shouldn't be to the top, or do you think that it's keeping a balance in the game? Just starting with Loki here, how do you think the Zetas are affecting the game as it just relates to Arena?
I currently, right now, I really don't see Zetas helping at the moment, and I think it's because the rash of new characters that have been coming out. I mean, they're good already. So the Zeta is just the icing on the cake, so to speak. But there hasn't been anything really game changing, in my opinion, when it comes to Zetas since like Zeta. I mean, when they gave the Zeta to Darth Vader, I think that was probably one of the most, I think. But now it's kind of like I have a lot of Zetas. I Zetaed a lot of characters. They're just sitting in my roster now. I don't use them. And I end up going back to, I was playing the Rex leads as well with the triple cleanse, and you just don't need it. I mean, Nihilus, you really don't need to Zeta any of his stuff. He's good out the box. That's really how I feel about it. I mean, there's maybe Finn. I mean, going back to our conversation about Resistance, I mean, I think they benefited from Finn's Zeta, but other than that, there really isn't anything that comes to mind. That's game changing. Maybe Darth Maul, obviously, but I mean that got diffused really quick when R2D2 came out. So R2D2's unique. The one where he shares the abilities are the with everybody. I think that's good too. But again, is it earth shattering? I don't think so.
What about you, Wink? I guess maybe let's look specifically at maybe Kylo, somebody who kind of was getting no gameplay whatsoever before Zetas, and then all of a sudden Zetas came into play, and now he's a top 10 character in terms of all characters.
Yeah, and he should be. He's that good. He was one of the characters I was pretty excited about to Zeta. I think he was my second Zeta, and I used him in Arena for a long time, and I quit using him eventually. But almost no one has the tankiness that he does and puts out the damage that he does, and the only reason he's good is because of his Zeta. Whereas, I mean, like you said, there's a lot of teams that can be viable without the Zeta, but the Zeta definitely changes him more so than most characters.
And do you think that's a reasonable way, I guess, for them to kind of boost characters that maybe don't get enough gameplay?
Yeah, for sure. And it seems like they were somewhat doing that there for a while. I wish they did a little bit more, because I know, like, Veer's, his Zeta's not really that game-changing. Maul's obviously was. So there's been several characters that they really brought back and made super usable, but not every character is like that. I would like to see it a little bit more often, because they're getting so creative with these kits that there's a lot that they could really do with some of these other characters that are a lot less used, and even create more diversity in the arena. I mean, even right now, it's as diverse as it's probably ever been. I know the triple cleanse kind of still wins out all in all, but you can really survive with a ton of different teams right now.
Right. So, Nukin, I'm going to give you a little bit of a theory craft here, because that's what we used to do in the good old days. We've had 50 episodes, and we've done theory crafting in a lot of them. So, what character do you think currently that's not in the top 10, maybe not even in the top 20, in terms of all characters used, do you think could really benefit from a Zeta right now? Reasonably so.
Characters that could benefit from a Zeta that aren't in the top 20.
So obviously not something like Cup, because even with the Zeta, he probably won't be used. But somebody that could be potentially used in the arena.
I think that what they could do for some of the older tanks that were used before in the past about a year ago, but are not used anymore, like Sunfac and Royal Guard, they've been kind of outclassed by some of the newer, the 2.0 tanks. Like, can you imagine giving Royal Guard a Zeta and suddenly he would become like viable, at least on specific Empire teams, or if Sunfac got a Zeta? So I think characters like that would be great for the game, because then you don't have to be every 3 to 6 months gearing up a brand new tank, and the tank that you did gear up gets some extra mileage, and you can get some extra mileage out of that character. Some other characters that could benefit from Zetas are probably some of the characters that are in the Separatist faction. That faction probably actually needs an entire rework. Same with Night Sisters. They and I guess,
how dare you mention Night Sisters when Grande's not here?
If you want
did you speak to Grande?
And if we're on the path of Night Sisters, I guess we can include Tuskens in there. So I think some of these characters that you don't see too much of them, and they could use a Zeta. I think that they need to be careful, because they can't just introduce a Zeta and expect them to be used. For example, some of the characters that were released recently or recently reworked have horrible Zetas, like Stormtrooper Zeta, like 40% offense when one of your teammates dies. Like, that's horrible. Like, what were they thinking? And even like Tarkin's leadership Zeta seems kind of lackluster as well. So Zetas don't necessarily make them viable, but they definitely make them a little bit better. We just don't have the extra Zeta salvage laying around to just Zeta everyone, right? So I really want to see Royal Guard see some love. He was missed out on that Empire faction pass. Like, we got Tarkin reworked, and we got the Imperial Troopers buffed up, but Royal Guard didn't see any love. So I think I would like to see Royal Guard get a Zeta. What do you think?
I think he could definitely use something. I have to say though, the Stormtrooper one with the death of the ally and stuff, for some reason that really didn't surprise me, because I still remember from, I think it was 2 celebrations ago, when they were talking about it, and they were just so in love with Sidious and the fact that he was gaining all this stuff when anybody died, and they were like his marquee character. So just having that ability on every character, I think, would somehow make them happy. So it wasn't too surprising.
All right, Finadoodle, I think I've got the video ready to go.
Okay.
It'll be a blank screen because then I have to load it. I was trying to do it without, but I can't do OBS without switching the screen. So we ready to do this video? Of course, everyone here, you won't hear or see it, but it'll be a delay. So
did Crazy come back, or is she still cooking the bear?
It's a damn chicken. Why do you keep saying
I'm here.
bear?
I'm here. I just got back. I'm here.
All right, so Crazy, we're gonna do a commercial, and then I think we're gonna get to you next. So
okay.
Tight. So let me go ahead and get this loaded up. So everybody, just be quiet. And by everyone, I mean Nukin. Here we go. And it's not working. God damn it. Okay, here we go. I got it.
Galaxy of heroes with recognizable names like Luke, Leia, Han. But what about those unsung heroes? The ones that keep the Star Wars galaxy moving along but don't get the recognition they deserve. Today, we bring you a new series that we call the Unsung Heroes of the Star Wars Galaxy. In this, we'll start to interview some of the unsung heroes in the galaxy that help to keep things like the cantina moving along. And what you'll learn may just surprise you.
Grande Patron approved.
Welcome to Reality Skewed Gamers Breaking News. I'm Brock Finity. Today, we bring you an interview with one of the faces of the Star Wars galaxy, Miss Cozy Spoon. Welcome, Cozy Spoon. How are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. Just another regular day at the cantina.
So what is a regular day in the cantina?
Well, typically I'm here 24 hours a day and 7 days a week. Luckily my species doesn't need to sleep and stuff. So a typical day for me is staying behind the bar and around 8 a.m. Pacific time, a bunch of my male coworkers, come in to do stuff in the offices behind the bar. But, let's be totally honest. I'm super hot and sexy, and that's why they keep me in front dealing with all the customers and stuff. But every day when my coworkers come in, I have to fight off their advances and things.
Wait, what kind of advances?
Well, for example, this one guy, I won't say his name, but he's in the cantina. He comes in every morning and says, "Are you still single? I think you are looking for love in all the wrong places." Every single day. It makes me sick.
That's an interesting approach.
Yeah, but I'm used to it now. But after my coworkers come in, I work on talk with all the people in the cantina. Sometimes it's directly, but usually I post them in the virtual bulletin board, and there are definitely a variety of customers. Some will come in and walk around, and they don't buy a single thing, and others will come in and buy vaults and vaults of things. There's this one guy in particular that's got the bar right here. He sits at the bar all day and he tries to hit on me, and his pickup lines are the worst.
Any examples?
Well, yesterday, he said, "I farm moisture for a living. I'll give you a demo at no charge." That was the 10th time he used it in that last month. And then when I rejected him, he starts to cry. I had to wipe the counters of his tears. God. Actually, he's crying again after I told you that. Give me a second.
So what do you enjoy about this cantina?
Well, first, it is the center of the Star Wars galaxy of heroes. I get to meet a lot of interesting people. I'm always front and center, and look at me. I should be. So I always get to give people the latest information. I love doing that.
I'm sure that isn't always the easiest job.
No, it's definitely not. The canteen isn't perfect. We try our best to keep this place going and the lights on. And I try to make sure this feels like a home for the customers. But things happen and they get angry, and usually a well-worded statement and an awesome animated GIF later, things are really super smooth over.
So of all the things you've done in the galaxy, what would be something that you still have on your bucket list?
Well, totally, it's been a dream of mine to be on the Reality Skewed Gamers live stream in person, and second is owning a loft cat.
Not sure about the second part, but we can make the first part happen. If you message Finity or Ranger J 1999 on the SWGOH forums, we can schedule you to come onto the stream anytime you want. And that was our exclusive interview with Miss Cozy Spoon, the face of the Star Wars Cantina. I am Brock Finity, signing out. Ranger, if you're talking, I can't hear a word you're saying.
All right, so we're back. Okay, I was just saying something real quick. I was waiting for the video to finish on the stream. So there you go, Finn. You were the mastermind behind that. So thank you, Brock.
I'm sure that the devs get bored of all the traditional ways of being asked to come onto a stream. You know, the forum messages and stuff.
So there you go. That's our way
So.
of saying, come on the show. We have fun. All right.
We do.
All right. With that being said, let's get to the next subject, Mr. Finn.
Magna was saying, I can't unsee this. I am glad that we were able to scar you for life.
That's what we do here. All right. So what's next, Finn-a-doodle?
Now it's time to see if we managed to scar crazy excuses for life.
I know. That's right. So a while ago, we had Crazy on. We did a roster review. We had everybody from the in-depth podcast on, and of course we all got drunk, but in that drunkenness and things that happened, we did a roster review with Crazy and looked at all her stuff and had her change some things, and Crazy is going to give us an update of how she's been doing.
So it's been very exciting. It was definitely a huge success. If you go to my SWGOH, literally like a straight up climb from when I switched my arena team. I was using a Wigs team, Wigs Ondo, and now I am using a Rex team with Sunfac, Xylo. I spent my first Zeta finally, and I actually have a new YouTube channel, and I have a recording of me spending my Zeta.
Oh, very nice.
So that was very exciting. And the plan was to have Wedge and Biggs in there for a little bit while I worked on other tunes. Gear 10, and I just Gear 11 him today. Mm-hmm. So I put him in, and as my placeholder on the 5th spot, I have Palpatine right now. Mm-hmm. He's so squishy, though, but he's just going to hold my place. I'm going to get Kenobi, I think, by Wednesday next week. So within a week, I should have Kenobi, so he'll probably take the 5th spot. But so I was hanging around in the 100 to 200s. And after being on the stream with Nukin and Grande and Ranger and Loki and everyone's input, I am now sitting comfortably. Right now, I am at rank 35 with 3 attacks left to go.
Wow. And who are you looking... That's impressive.
It's been awesome. And the team is just so much more fun. It's just, I'm having a blast.
Now, are you still, did you follow the same pattern that we told you for who to farm and things of that nature?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
So who are you still working on? We know General Kenobi, but who else?
Well, so I just finished Nihilus today. So now all the other 4 tunes on my team are now, as of today, Gear 11. So once I'm kind of stocking up on Carbontes and Holo Projectors, preparing for Kenobi. And then he'll go in the last spot. I've also been trying to kind of do R2 at the same time because I was hoping, since Palpatine was kind of failing me in the last spot.
How dare you talk to me like that?
I was hoping R2 could sit in there, but he needs the same stuff that Kenobi needs. So I'm just gonna have to.
They're both pretty massive gear horse.
Yes, they are.
And I still have to work with my new mods, so I do need to sit down and see if I can replace anything. But I did the mods. Grande went through and told me exactly what mods to put where, and I did all of that. So it's been, I cannot thank all of you enough. It's made the game so much more fun. Like, overhauling your arena team makes such a big difference in the game. It just makes it so much more enjoyable because it's one of the few areas that you actually play. You don't just sim.
Yes, it's important. And you're at 35 with 3 battles to go. That's amazing. Nuke, I want to throw you into here. You know Crazy the best. Has she been a changed person since our little woman that night?
I would say so. She's so like she said, she has a YouTube channel, so she feels proud enough and confident enough to show her brand new arena team, and with all her sound effects going along with it. So make sure that you're subscribing to Crazy Excuses' new YouTube channel. Be that 15th subscriber, guys. You can do it.
Hey, I think I'm still at 12, but if you're...
Oh, no, you're about to get another one.
Sound effect I'm way too lazy. I'm way too lazy to edit. So all of my videos are literally just me recording and pressing upload.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm gonna do that right now. Crazy excuse. Is it Crazy Excuses?
It is. Yep. I'm not finding it. It might be hard to find.
It actually is quite hard to find. So what I can do.
If you search for Crazy Excuses Xylo, I should pop up because all my videos have something to do with Xylo. Because I got so excited by my new toy Xylo that every video has had Xylo in it.
See if I can find it. No, not seeing it.
What I can do is I'll feature her channel on my channel.
Okay.
And then you can find it off of mine. I'll do that right now.
Thanks, Nukin.
Here's how obscure that is. I typed Crazy Excuses Xylo, and the first two are courtroom things, with the second one being a divorce court
excuse given
thing.
in court of law. 6 worst excuses for cheating heard on divorce court.
Yep. And so now that's Crazy Excuses
Funny
Xylo.
AFK excuses.
My excuses are better than theirs.
Yeah,
Come on.
There's some guy, Kane Brown excuses audio.
Okay, I just featured her channel, so if you go to my channel, Nukin from Republic, you'll see McMull and Reality Speed Gamers, and right under that, you'll see Crazy Excuses as YouTube.
There we go. So everybody in the channel, if we can go support Crazy, I gotta go listen to this. This will be funny. So support that. All right, so that's the update for Crazy. And you know what, guys? One of the things we do is we try to be a community here, and we try to help everybody out. If you're struggling in Arena, if you're struggling in any kind of aspect of the game, let us know. Come into our Discords. That's what we're here to do, is to help you guys get better with your arena teams, get better with everything, so we can help you out. Look at your roster. We do roster reviews all the time. I've done a few myself. Garante's done a few. Finn, have you ever done
correction.
one?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. So correction. He says we, assuming that I'm Grande. I'm not Grande. I don't care to help out anybody. So yeah, wait for Grande.
Well, there you heard it from Dr. Finn Medicine Woman. He is a piece of turd. So don't go to Finn. Will just berate you. I guess that's the best way of putting it. All right.
Yes,
So
I will yell at you incessantly and give you no help.
No, don't be like that, Finn. Come on now. All right. So, what's next on the agenda, Finn?
Well, so we've done most of the stuff on the agenda today. I do want to say something. It's been 50 episodes, right?
Yeah.
So everyone has been saying squagaga and swagga and all that stuff. I don't know if anybody remembers, but if we go back to some of the original episodes in our live stream, I made up that term. You can go back and check it. Everybody was saying SWGOH, and there is a stream where I say it's stupid to say out every single letter, so I'm going to start calling it swagga. You can go back and check it. It is recorded. I started swagga.
Wow.
First time I heard swagagaga was like in an officer guild meeting in like December
Grande
or
actually
January.
came up with swagagaga because I said swaggo, and he started laughing, and he said, "Oh, well, I guess SWGOH.GG should be swagagagaga," and that's where it all started. We started that trend on this show.
Wow.
And if you watch this show, we take credit for everything that we can, even though we may or may not have actually done it, but we're taking credit for this.
Okay, I'll give you swaggo, but we'll have to debate about swagaga later, Affinity.
Okay. Swagagaga was Grande, I think, in the same episode that I said swaggo. Almost positive it's in the same episode.
We're going to have to go back and watch all of the
check
live
the tape
streams.
on that. I don't remember.
But I
Everyone go and watch all 50 episodes right now.
Binge watch it. That's what you need to do this weekend. Binge watch the live stream.
I fully support anyone calling the game swagagaga.
All right. I do want to get into one thing. We are very very blessed to have all these guys on from the podcast. So I want to talk about what they're doing on these podcasts and really get people to be listening to these podcasts. Let's start with you, Wink, first. You do the Shattered Order podcast with your good boy Punk. Why don't you tell the folks a little bit about it, some of the guests you've had on, some of the things that you guys try to do with the podcast. Give everybody a synopsis and kind of give them the information about your podcast. The floor is yours, my friend.
All right. Well, we record, usually on Fridays, but typically about an hour and 20 minutes long. We kind of go over the updates that happened that week, and we usually have a specific topic that we kind of get into. Some days it may be, arena teams or who to farm or raids or whatever. But we just kind of go through all that stuff, talk about it, do a little bit of theory crafting. That's one of our favorite things to do is theory craft arena teams. I think that's probably one of the things that we're best at. We just recently started doing something that we're trying to get a little bit of feedback on and see where to go with it as far as doing shorter episodes in between, targeting like a specific aspect of the game and just to give tips just as a good reference to give people, because we don't really do videos. We've done a couple videos, but it's just so time consuming and, audio is kind of our thing. So we'd like to kind of stay in that sphere.
And how long have you guys been doing this?
We started in the middle of last June. It actually started out as a guild only thing. Punk was looking for somebody to do it, and I was like, yeah, it sounds like fun. So we did it, and I think probably the first 5 episodes were just strictly for our guild. And then people were like, hey, this is really good. You should kind of expand it. So then we kind of started posting it around and got pretty good feedback, kind of became a thing. And we've had, Ranger, we've had you on. Grande, we had on. We had on McMull a couple weeks ago. We've had on EA Jesse. And then a few guys from our guilds come on in, certain spots. We're starting to enjoy getting guests on a little bit more. So that's something we're going to kind of keep going into, but it's been a lot of fun and closing in on that 1-year anniversary.
I know, it's amazing. And now I know you guys have a YouTube channel, but where can the people just listen to the podcast itself if they want to check it out?
You can go to iTunes, just search Shattered Order Podcast. You can go to soundcloud.com/Shattered Order or any other podcatcher that you want to use.
Awesome, guys! Please check it out and support these guys. They do amazing stuff, and so does the guys from the In Depth podcast. So we have another podcast crew on here, another group of people that do an amazing job. Nuke and Crazy, we've had you on before, but we really want to get in depth about what you guys do there. We've pinched your stuff before, but we never really got into like what's your philosophy, how long you've been doing it. What do you guys try to cover when you're doing the show? Why don't you guys break it down for the folks out there so they know they can expect when they listen to it?
Sure. So Crazy and I are on the SWGOH In Depth podcast, and we have a website, swgohinDepth.com. You can stream it from the website, or you can go to various podcast streaming apps like we're on Google Play and we're on iTunes and on the podcast app there. Our podcast is not as old. We're the newer kids on the block. I think we're sitting at around 15 episodes so far, so we've grown pretty quickly. We have a larger panel. A lot of the other podcasts, which we were inspired by, have just a few people, and we're a little bit crowded sometimes when we are recording our podcasts. Sometimes we've had like 8 to 12 people, which is pretty crazy. It's a lot of fun. We do go over the news, and we talk about stuff that's on the forums that was super interesting, whether it be the main game forums or on Reddit, and we try to highlight super new, interesting things that are happening in the game. For example, whenever something huge comes, like Fulcrum Ahsoka or R2-D2 or faction reworks, we sometimes do mini podcast episodes, and those are a little bit shorter than that. We have a lore section. We're blessed to have 2 guys that know way more about lore than I could even possibly imagine. So we have a cool little lore section.
I don't mean to tout my own stuff, but thank you. Oh, you don't mean me. Okay, go ahead.
and we try to invite. We've always been very open and tried to invite a lot of guests. We've had you, Ranger, and Grande. We like to have Affinity probably on in the future as well.
Good luck.
We're planning on actually this, and I'm not sure how much Wink knows about this, but it's my dream to get the other podcast hosts from Shattered Order and the Galactic War Report, which I've been on that podcast so far, all in one podcast episode. It would just be a podcast host party.
Oh, I think that would be doable.
Yeah, I think that would be a lot of fun. I've recently started talking to Wink, and I think he's down for that. And yeah, our podcast has its own unique flavor. I think that we go a little bit more in depth, no pun intended, on some of the things. But I think all of the podcasts are great, and we film typically one episode per week on Saturday evenings, and we get that out a few days after that. So we really appreciate having us on, Ranger, and you should definitely check out the Shattered Order podcast and also the Galactic War Report podcast. They're not on this show tonight, but they're all. I think they're all personally really great, and I love listening to SWGOH podcasts. While driving in the car or as I'm going to sleep. So, thanks for having us on.
They're very nice. Crazy. Anything you want to add as you yell and scream at Naughty in the at the chat?
How's the chicken?
Yeah, how is the chicken?
How's the chicken?
The chicken's cooking. It has 40 minutes left to go. So there's 40 minutes for everyone to get to my house for a chicken party. It's a whole chicken.
Just give us your address.
Enough for everyone.
All right, Finn, we're going to need plane tickets.
We need more people giving in Super Chat if we're doing that.
Well, speaking of that, Bimatsu.
Current GoFundMe is getting everyone out to California to come to my house.
That's amazing.
Chicken party.
Chicken party. Chicken and beer. We're gonna eat chicken and get tore up from the floor up.
I have a fridge full of beer. I don't know how long it's going to last, but it is full at the moment.
Bring more alcohol. Come on now. I mean, me and Finn alone will probably bring a store worth of alcohol there, and just basically you would all die from drinking, but it would be certainly worth it. Real quick, Bimatsu, the spam eater himself, just gave us $25. Bimatsu, you're amazing. We love having you on. If you guys, Bimatsu loves spam. He lets everybody know, but he's also a great guy. We've had him on the show. He's a great supporter of ours. Thank you, Bimatsu, for that $25. We really appreciate it. Shout out to you, brother. You're a great guy. We love having you on the show. Okay, so we got that covered. Now I think we've got all the. There wasn't a lot of news this week. There's some stuff we wanted to hit. Naughty can't join in because he's at work. Shame on you. Let's see here. Is there anything else on the agenda, Finn, or do we need to get into some Q&A?
No, we're done with the agenda. We've done everything that we need.
That's right.
Except for the Q&A.
All right. I think it's time for some Q&A. Let's do it.
All right. So I tried to collect it as we've been talking. There's just a lot of fun being had in the chat more than anything. So if you guys have questions, go ahead and post them. I have some collected from earlier too. So the first one is from Orenter777. And he asks, what is currently everyone farming, and does anyone plan on gearing Ahsoka?
Great question. Let's start with Wink. Wink, who are you farming, and are you planning on doing anything with Ahsoka Tano?
I'm on the fence about Ahsoka. I can't decide. I really want to, but I don't know. I'm ready to see Darth Nihilus go away so I can try a Boba lead again or something and just try to mix things up. But as of right now, I'm really just farming gear and storing up. I'm really anxious to see who the character is for June. I guess that's kind of what I'm waiting on, just farming gear and waiting on that.
Did they announce that yet? I thought they did.
Well, they announced that the June character of the month is going to be Tarkin in terms of the daily login, but the June fan favorite hasn't been announced
yet. That's right.
Yes, I should have been more clear. That's what I was talking about, the fan favorite. Yep.
Very nice. Oh, hey, $20 from MJ. Thank you, sir. Our good man from the furnaces. We've had him on before. We have to get him on again. I know he's been doing a lot of stuff with his house. Poor guy. And watching that house full of girls. I feel for you, brother. But thank you. He says, congrats on 50, homies. Thank you, sir, for all your support. Love you, MJ. Crazy. I think you already told us what you're working on, right? Yes, we asked before. I'm trying to think. Yeah, we did.
It's a chicken. Yeah, it's a
It's a
chicken.
chicken. She's working on a chicken.
This is why I'm bad at the game, because I'm working on a chicken.
Who you farming?
It's not necessarily bad.
No, I do want to gear Ahsoka, though. I freaking love Rebels Ahsoka. She's one of my favorite all-time characters, so I'm going to pull a Ventress on her, and I'm going to gear her no matter what. I don't care. I just want her.
You know, you could get Asajj and Ahsoka, and if they can get some more badass female characters, you could dominate the galaxy, Crazy.
I love them and I want them, and I don't care what anyone says.
And I shall love them and name them George.
I'm gonna pet him and hug him.
And love him. So, the whole time she's just grabbing Finn by the neck, and Finn's like turning purple.
I'm not a chicken.
Not a chicken.
I'm a real man. I'm a real boy. Let go of me. All right. Wait a minute. Someone just popped in here. Oh man.
The original.
Oh my God! From the original days, I can't believe he's here. Oh my God! It's Stu from Stu World. Stu! Oh my God!
Oh my God! How you doing?
You crazy turd! What's going on, Stu? If you guys don't know, Stu was one of our original guys on the stream and took a break from the Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, but he's back. He's with the Furnaces. He plays guitar.
I am back.
Guitar stuff you see is Stu rocking it on his guitars. What's up, brother? What's going on with you, man?
Not much. Just chilling.
Chilling like a villain.
Chilling like a fuck yeah, dude.
There you go. Any Prince of Eternia jokes you've been working on?
No.
If you guys don't know,
I've been too busy for that. Damn.
Stu came into the Discord one time. It had been a while since he'd been on, and he came in and we just started throwing images of Masters of the Universe, and Stu, he just took it and ran. Started doing this. Oh my God, he started doing this stuff about Prince Adam, like, well, hello there. It's just ridiculous.
In Stu's defense, he did have a very come hither look to him.
That's right. Yes, you know. So
it was. I know. Seriously, that would be such a funny series.
Oh God. So Stu, 50 shows later, man. What do you think?
I think you guys have turned this into an excellent channel. 1,000 subscribers, 50 shows later, constant viewership.
Yes.
You guys have made some strong alliances with some powerful motherfuckers too, like the Smithy D.
Yep.
What's up, MJ?
Smithy D. I mean, everybody here on this podcast. I mean, it's really grown, man. From when we first started, and Lampshade was doing his dishes in the background.
Well, who do we have in here? Oh, we got Sir Loki. I've been checking out your channel a little bit there.
That's right. We got the people from the podcast.
And we have the podcast guys.
Yeah, look at this. Oh, yeah. Republic. We got some good stuff on there. You guys just had Grande on not too long ago.
Well, we tried not to, but, we have to meet quotas, so we have to have them on once in a while.
Well, I was saying Nukin, I think, on his podcast had Grande on there.
Yes, I was
we
on
did.
there.
Yeah,
I was on there
Ranger
too.
and Grande.
Yeah, don't you forget about me. Thanks, man.
One of them was forgettable, obviously.
That's no way to talk about Grande. Oh, Lord.
He means well.
Oh, my God. Knights Templar just gave us $50. What is going on?
Wow.
Holy
yes, Shadowville inspired
shit.
this. Happy 50, RSG. Keep up everything all you guys do. Well, thank you, Sir Knights. Another great support of ours. My God, what is going on?
We are $50 closer to flying to California for that chicken.
for burnt chicken.
Roasted chicken with some wine. Stu looks like a white wine kind of guy.
No.
Sorry, I only have beer.
No. I'm a beer only. Beer only.
Yeah.
No, not beer only. a lot of booze, but
yeah.
no wine.
Yes.
I tried the wine thing, and I was just like, no.
Oh, can I ask you guys a question?
Yes.
Okay, I'm doing I'm doing an arena battle.
Right.
And I have Annihilate ready. Okay,
Nice.
my options are Kenobi,
Nice.
Xylo, Rex, who's the leader, and Chase. Who do I annihilate?
I would do Kylo.
Xylo, yeah.
I normally take out Chirrut.
Oh, well, I did Xylo. Thanks, guys. I have 2 minutes left. I gotta hurry.
Go forth and conquer. So
Well, normally, I don't know who said Chirrut, but normally I would say Xylo, but lately I've been doing I'll annihilate Chirrut just because he's so annoying sitting back there with his cleanses and all the hots that he puts. You know, he just puts so much green over there.
Yeah, I mean, I've been able to ignore Xylo until the end, and then Nihilus's Annihilate comes back up, and I kill him at the end. There isn't really much of a need for me to annihilate him early, because if you don't attack him, he doesn't really get that many debuffs. He doesn't lose his health. So
Are
I
you,
just
are
leave
you
him for the
running
end.
a light side team Finity?
Yeah, I'm running triple cleanse.
So if you're running a dark side team, he does end up getting enough debuffs to actually become a problem.
Oh, okay, that's right. She's running dark side, right? Okay.
It's a Rex team with all dark side.
It's a Rex team with all dark side. Okay.
Rex team with all dark side around him. Nice.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well, who are you working on, Stugar?
I actually just switched up my arena team. Now I got Rex lead, Chase, Nihilus, and Kenobi.
Very nice. Standard team.
All gear 11. You know.
You don't mean to brag or anything, because that's pretty impressive, man. Because you took a break and came back and are now level 85 now and rocking it again, man.
Yeah, I went from having one gear 11 because I left a long time ago. Now I have what, like 11 or something gear 11s. I've been doing a lot of work the last couple of months.
That's right. What about you, Nukin? Who are you farming, my friend?
I'm grinding some Nihilus shards. I am grinding some Krennic shards. I just finished Death Trooper to 6 stars, and I'm kind of at a fork in the road. And I'm contemplating saving some gear now, or just jumping ahead of the game and starting to gear up Death Trooper or Gar Saxon. I'm kind of feeling that Empire are going to be, more important than they have been in the meta. With some speculation with the next fan favorite character. People are thinking that Thrawn might be coming to the game, and finally we might see Empire actually become for the first time ever the dominant meta. So if that happens, I'm more of a dark side guy. I didn't gear up R2D2. I'm not going to gear up Fulcrum Ahsoka. I think that actually Fulcrum Ahsoka is a little bit overhyped right now, so we'll see in a few days how good she actually is. I don't think you can really use her at 3 or 4 stars, and you'll probably need a Zeta her if you're going to use her at 3 or 4 stars, by the way.
I think so.
Yes, you do.
Her damage is going to be lower because damage is linked to stars. So I'm kind of just prepping for a change of pace, and I'm hoping that the next fan favorite character is Thrawn, and I'll be ready to gear him up as soon as possible.
Very nice. Now, Loki, you do some crazy stuff with your roster and stuff. Who are you working on?
I'm in the same boat as Nukin, so the only thing I'm dreading right now is, do I have to gear up my Phoenix to get Thrawn, right? That's not looking forward to that if that's the case, but I'm pretty much just hoarding right now. I'm waiting for the June fan favorite. I'm on the fence about Ahsoka as well. I'm excited about her. I want to fight against her, but I'm probably not going to gear her up because it's been a while since a DPS character like that has really changed the meta. So, so yeah, I'm just hoarding and just waiting. I just hope we don't have to gear up the Phoenix squad. That's the only thing I'm dreading, because I definitely want Thrawn, but not looking forward to that if that's the case.
Right.
I won't do it.
Yeah. Hey,
not
Stu,
the Phoenix Squad.
Did you see my new shiny lightsaber?
No.
Yes. Go back in the beginning of the podcast. Loki gave me a brand new lightsaber.
We're a stream. They can do the podcast, Ranger.
Huh?
We do a stream.
Yeah,
You do the
Did I just
podcast.
say
Yeah, you
podcast?
confused me.
Yes,
Go
you said
back at the
podcast.
beginning of the stream, and you can see my new lightsaber. That Loki made.
All you guys bring in Rangers. You're just
We
making them think.
confused Ranger. We have too many podcast crew on
Shut
here.
your hole, Finity. Good lord. All right, what's the next question?
So let me ask this because we kind of started it a little bit. This wasn't asked by anyone, but since we were discussing here, what do you guys think is going to be, if you were to do a guess, the June fan favorite?
Nuke in here. I think that there's a high likelihood of it being Thrawn.
No.
We're gonna see. Be quiet. Just enjoy your Kylo and just let me have my day. Okay, Thrawn. We want Thrawn.
Somebody better agree that it's a no.
We've played Star Wars Galaxy of Rebels long enough. It's time for Empire to have a little bit of fun in the sun. And if you look and you search the quote, which was at the end of the patch notes, shrouded in secrecy, it's from a Thrawn book. And come on, guys, it's got to be Thrawn. And if it is Thrawn, then I already talked about that earlier. If it's not Thrawn and it's a light side character, we were on the last stream that I was on here. We Grande and myself, I think Sir Loki was there. We were like, maybe it's Wicket or C-3PO because of the Ewok Scout on hard node 9B. So those are my thoughts on it. What do you guys? What does everyone else
Well, let's
think?
go to Crazy. She was immediately against the whole Thrawn thing. So who do you think it is?
She's about to withhold chicken from Nukin.
I know.
That's okay. It's burned. It's burned.
Unleash the chicken.
I did burn the last chicken I made. Okay. Here's the thing. It's a fan favorite. So it can't be someone from the Rebels TV show. Like, not to knock the show, but to be a fan favorite, it needs to span like Ahsoka kind of meets a fan favorite, but the thing is she's not in any of the movies, right? So she doesn't qualify.
Technically, that's wrong.
She's the closest you can get.
She was in a movie, the Clone Wars movie.
Okay, the live action movies.
That's right.
But it's like for someone to be a fan favorite, I feel like they have to be in the live action movies.
I agree.
To qualify.
Yeah, I feel like Thrawn is a little too esoteric to
the only person. So I think it has to be Jedi Luke to go along with R2, and it's been so long without Jedi Luke. It's the 40th celebration. I mean, come on! If you're not going to release Luke now, then when? I mean, maybe episode 8 because it's all Luke.
Preach.
At least with that, though, they kind of implied Luke is coming in August with the earlier stuff they put in that post.
They said that we would find out more in August.
That's the hesitation I have. So if it is going to be a dark side character, though, and I'm thinking of a dark side character that would qualify as a fan favorite, there's to me, who would qualify more than anyone else would be Darth Bane.
I disagree with you, Darth Revan.
Why? Or Revan.
I'll take Revan.
Yes.
But those would far if you're gonna call them a fan favorite, it's gotta be someone big.
Well, Thrawn is a fan favorite. I mean, if you think about it like this, Crazy.
Not if you haven't seen Rebels.
Well, hold on. Let me make my point. Don't take the chicken from me yet. Thrawn was introduced 37 years ago. Wait, let me get my math. 27 years ago in the Timothy books. And he was a huge fan favorite because of the fandom that he got. Him and Mara Jade were the two characters from Legends that got cut off that people lost their minds over when Disney announced and Lucas announced that they were changing canon. That's why Dave Filoni with Rebels brought Thrawn in, because he absolutely, one, he's in touch with what the fans want, and two, he loves those characters. And Thrawn is an absolute fan favorite, because if you go back and watch when they introduced him at the panel last year at Star Wars Celebration, people lost their minds when they saw those red eyes appear and they saw the chiz, him turn around. They went bananas, and that was all the talk it was for a week afterwards was Thrawn. Oh my God, he's coming to Rebels, right? So I could see how they could consider Thrawn a fan favorite because he does have a pedigree that goes back a long time.
But would you put him on the same tier as R2? Because R2 has already kind of established the flavor of the fan favorite since he was the first one.
Well, I mean, So when we say fan favorite, everybody as a fan has their favorite. It's a matter of interpretation, right? Now there are more popular characters, but in the saga films, of course it's going to be Luke or Han or Leia, right? They're the most featured. On the bad side, it's Vader and Emperor Palpatine. But fans, because the expanded universe and all the games and books and comics that have been put out there, other characters have gotten to that level because people that really love Star Wars fell in love with those characters. Like my favorite character of all time is Darth Revan, hands down, no doubt about it. I love his arc, I love his story, I love the character himself. So I'm not one of those guys that jump on the big 3 or 4 when it comes to the movies and stuff. And there are a lot of fans like that out there. That's why the books do so well and the comics do so well, is because of those characters.
And that's why I think Revan is the fan favorite.
Don't tease me.
Well, think about it though. So the Shrouded in Secrecy was actually said by Palpatine, I think it was to Anakin, regarding the Jedis and their obsession with power. Who else is shrouded more than Revan? And they already set the precedent with Nihilus in terms of going kind of out of regular canon. I think it's going to be Revan. That's my guess, just based on everything in the direction of the game.
I mean, it's what I would love, but I don't have any hope. I mean, Wink, who do you think it is, my friend? Let's throw you into the mix.
I know the evidence is kind of against it, but I still think it's going to be Luke. I think they're trolling us like hell with the whole August thing.
That's a great point. Misdirection. Great point.
I mean, they've trolled us with the August thing before. It's been an ongoing joke. I think they're trying to distract people. I think they're bringing R2, then I think they're bringing Luke, and then we'll see his X-Wing with the two of them as pilots. That's my prediction.
That's pretty. All right, Mr. Luke, we haven't heard from you.
I am going to say I want it to be Revan too. I want him to have synergy with HK-47, and I want him to be like a crazy droid leader, but the chances of that I think are slim. But yeah, I mean, as a fan, I'd like him to appear. I do kind of agree on Thrawn. I don't think we've had a fan favorite that was dark side yet, so it's definitely overdue. Prior to R2, I think the last fan favorite was General Kenobi. So, and he was obtainable through a raid, right? So, again, I'm dreading, whoever the fan favorite is, I'm dreading how you're going to get him. So, they might do an R2 event similar to the legendary event, or they might even drop a raid on us. We don't know yet. So, so I'm banking on Revan or Thrawn, but I'm leaning more Thrawn as being realistic. But I'm hoping definitely it's a dark side character. For once.
Revan could be classified as both, though, right?
Yeah,
or what do you think he would be classified as?
I would love to see a character like that because he was the master of both sides of the Force. He was a Jedi Master and he was a Dark Lord of the Sith, and he mastered both sides. So it would be phenomenal if he could be used in both sides. Like you could use Revan light side and dark side, and his abilities show that he could do one light side ability and a dark side ability. The guy was just. Anybody that can kick the crap out of a whole planet of Mandalorians is tops in my book.
Yeah, I mean, I really want it to be Luke as well, but they've already alluded that we're going to take Luke on a journey now, right? So I think at the end of that journey, it's going to be, we all want Jedi Luke or some form of Luke with a lightsaber. So I think it has to go back to that Flash event and moving forward. So again, I really hope it's a dark side leader character. They definitely need it.
All right, let's get to the next question, Mr. Finn. I think we beat that one to death.
Well, let me ask, what do you guys... So I've heard 3 names in particular, Thrawn, Revan, and there's one other that nobody mentioned, so I'm kind of curious what you think, Ranger. What do you think about the possibility of Jango Fett being the fan favorite?
I don't think they're ready to put him in yet. I think they're still working on the kind of the bounty hunter Mandalorian thing. I don't think they're ready to introduce him yet. I don't think that would be one. I don't know, I could be wrong, but if anybody else has a thought.
What if the new fan favorite is a usable Chewbacca, like an actual? Hey, that could work, man. Instead of that,
that's right.
Instead of that Clone Wars dude that we have right now, I don't know.
That actually was something that they mentioned in a podcast too, because I think it was what event? It was the R2 event. In the last stage, there's like a Rebels Chewbacca.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so they had asked him on, I think it was the Galactic War Report podcast. I think it was. When they were talking to, I think EHSC and Top Hat, and they were basically, they didn't really laugh at it. They kind of shrugged it off, and I don't know if they were trying to be coy or whether it just wasn't something they were putting in there. But the Rebels Chewbacca thing did come up in that, so it's on their radar at least.
I don't know, but
And we had,
Chewbacca is shrouded in secrecy, though.
Shrouded in hair.
We had EA Jesse on our podcast, and we asked him about Chewie, and they're interested in giving him synergy with Han Solo. But I'm not sure if it's going to be a new Chewbacca or if they're going to rework the older Chewbacca. So that's another thing. They like to give us different versions of characters in different time periods. So that's something that we'll have to wait and see what they do there.
Okay.
I just don't remember Clone Wars Chewbacca. He didn't have enough screen time.
Well, I mean, he was in the,
I mean, he put Yoda in the escape pod. That was about it, right? And
yeah, we haven't really had a story of where Chewbacca went afterwards. You know, they helped Yoda escape, and that's it. Yeah.
What if the fan favorite is a ship? Do you think he'd be upset? Like if they gave us Millennium Falcon,
another Millennium Falcon.
Well, what if it's a fleet commander ship, like the first legendary, like actual fleet commander ship? Would you be upset with that?
Yes.
Yes, it's in character.
I know Goodnight Punk would lose.
I mean, Thrawn had a ship.
I think the main problem is that there isn't much use for ships right now. It's very limited in terms of the overall gameplay. To introduce something like that as a fan favorite and make a big deal out of it, it's too early for that in this stage of the game. They really need to add more ship content for something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fleet Arena sucks.
Good old Stu. Tell it I sees it. We have you on more, Stu. Quit working such late hours, turd. All right. That's the next question, Finn.
All right. So this one comes from our buddy KP.
Hey.
So he asks, with Chase everywhere now, would people trade them in for Ahsoka in Arena? And since she works off unique buffs, Chase won't benefit that much. Since it's going to be basically stacking a lot of HOTS and not different ones. So what do you think about trading in Chase for Ahsoka in some way?
Don't even have her yet. Chase works. I don't know about Ahsoka. So.
Well, if you had to give up Chase for Ahsoka, I wouldn't do it. I mean...
yeah, like I was saying, I don't even have her.
The extra unique buffs are nice, but giving up everything that Beirut offers isn't worth it.
Beirut, I forgot about that.
You knew it was coming.
Oh, Lord. I just don't see it. Anybody else? I mean, I don't think that's a smart move at all. I mean, Chase, what it does is just so powerful. And Ahsoka, although from what I've seen with Smithy and everybody else's videos, she's a great attacker, but you have to have her in the right team. And sacrificing a known quantity like Chase, I wouldn't do it. And I just wouldn't.
And it's not even just the known quantity. If you're trying to provide cover for Ahsoka because she's an attacker, so she's a little bit squishy, right now, especially since she's a rebel, there's not much better you can do than having Chase.
Right.
Like, things just don't die very easily. So I don't see the reason for replacing Chase right now.
You could do a Jin Zeta lead with Cassian and K2 with the Zeta and Cassian, and then run a Zeta R2D2 on that team with Fulcrum Ahsoka, and that could work. And then you're not using Chase in that lineup. And in fact, Chase is strong, but that combination doesn't really work too well with Ahsoka because you don't grab every other HOTS buff. You only get one of them because it doesn't do duplicates. So that's a team that you can run, and actually it's quite strong. I'm really interested in facing that team because Ahsoka will be able to grab like 4 or 5 buffs from her very first turn if you have a Zeta Cassian, because he gives a bunch of buffs at the start of the encounter.
Well, I mean,
yes, that's what I was going to say. Zeta Cassian is awesome for Ahsoka.
It's a very Zeta-heavy team, though.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, 3 or 4 Zetas in there. A lot of good teams have at least 2 or 3 Zetas, or most of them. And I know I think the most heavy Zeta team would be the First Order team right now with the 4 Zetas. And this team doesn't necessarily need to have all those Zetas. It just makes them that much stronger with all the synergy.
Crew's good point. All right, what's the next question, Finnadoodle?
Well, so on a similar question, Steven Johnston's asked, should I feel dirty for switching to Rex lead with Chase?
No.
Absolutely not.
No, you do what you
It's just a solid team.
Well,
but I think some people...
How much you like crystals?
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do for PvP.
Crazy might be a good person to ask about this.
Yes.
So, what do you think about people kind of just going with the meta and not going against the meta and coming up with their own team? Especially since yours was just revamped.
What do I think about people following the meta instead of trying to fight the meta?
Yes. And making their own or just playing with squads that they like.
So, the thing is, I always hate following the meta. It kind of like hurts. But when you're free to play, you don't really have any other choice. You can't really have the luxury of trying anything else. And like, I wanted to do the Zal team so badly, but I just couldn't. I knew by the time I got there, which would probably be around now, it would be dying. So if you're chasing these metas all the time or trying to fight the current meta, it's kind of hard. I love the idea of people who are able trying to fight the meta, but I think what's kind of the most important and most crucial is trying to build a team that's versatile, that can fight multiple different types of teams. If there's one specific type of team that's the meta, so right now it would have been like the Zal teams. If you're building a team specifically to fight the Maul teams, then once the Maul is gone, what are you going to do? But I hate seeing the same team all over the place. And like, I looked at my shard a week ago and it was all Zal teams. And I looked at it today and it was all Rex teams. And it just kind of made me sad. But I'm also running a Rex team.
And it's working for you.
I love the idea of trying to find new teams, find new metas or new ways to fight the meta, but it's also really hard to do.
It's insanely difficult.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Wink.
But to be fair, your Rex team isn't kind of a standard Rex team either. He's a good overall lead for like any kind of team, but yours is definitely not kind of a meta Rex team.
No.
Well, and this is why abilities of the characters is so important. Like finding characters that have good abilities that you like and then building a comp out of that. Right. So I mean, like even right now, like Death Trooper is really good in the current meta because he crushes Beirut and Rex. Like he is great against those guys. And I mean, you can start there and then kind of build a team around him with whatever characters you have that have good abilities that, you know, either ability block or do whatever you need to do to kind of stall the other team. And that's kind of my strategy, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. All right,
I think the best...
Go ahead, Crazy.
Sorry, I was gonna say I think the best thing to do is just pick characters that you have fun using.
Yeah, have fun with the game. Don't get burnt out and leave the game for 7 months because then you're really fucked.
Like even when the wigs was meta, I never had fun using them. You know.
You sound like from personal experience it's what you're referring to, Stu.
Yeah, just a little bit. We got a question here. What's the name of the Death Star soldiers with the long-backed helmets that pull the trigger, firing the Death Star weapon? They're called Dead. In the Great Rebel Massacre.
And that's why we like having Stu on the stream. All right.
The Dead Trooper.
Oh.
It's all the Dead Trooper. Oh my god. What do you call someone working on the Death Star? What? Dead.
Dead. They're just dead. They once had life and they no longer have it. They got blowed the fuck out, son.
Oh my god. Oh, Jesus. All right, Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman, what's next?
All right. So we have two questions similar. One is from Badzo Swago, who asks, now that Sith Assassin is farmable, has anyone tried her out in Heroic AAT? And then an associated Sith Assassin question is Sith Assassin viable in Arena at 3-star?
Yes, she's viable in Arena at 3-star.
Yes.
Got to gear up to 11 and max her out in gear 11.
Yeah, she's still very viable. And I mean, the Maltines you saw in the meta report is still very viable, and a combination of Sith Assassin is. For the Heroic Raid, anybody using Sith Assassin? Or used her?
Nope.
I haven't.
Has anyone here had experience or seen experience with the Sith Assassin?
Well, yeah, I've run her in Arena, but not in Heroic.
Wait, in Heroic.
By experience,
Yeah, not in the hat.
Finn.
No.
I mean, when you say experience, what do you mean? Do you mean like
in Heroic AAT, using it in any of the phases? And I don't see her being too useful in any phase. I mean,
no.
I've never seen her be used.
Yeah.
No.
So you can hear it. You don't use Sith Assassin in the Heroic Raid. There's really not a good Sith tank raid team, but if you do manage to get a 7-star Sith Assassin, which is totally doable now because you can farm her from the Cantina, you can use her with Darth Vader in the Rancor raid if you want to run more of a Sith Rancor Zeta cleared team instead of a Empire dominant team. So that's one thing that you can do there. But other than that, she's amazing with Savage and Arena. She's okay in the Rancor raid, but there's better heroes to use in the tank raid.
I agree. All right. What's next, Finn?
Okay. Question from Ballard. What do you think about Gar Saxon with troopers after the reworks?
Who wants to take this one?
I could take it.
Go ahead, Nukem.
Go for it.
So I think the Imperial Troopers rework was good. It was a step in the right direction. It was a little bit lackluster. We talked about earlier in the stream how like Stormtrooper Zeta was kind of weak. Something that's interesting is that the Zeta on General Veers is not on his leadership. It's on his unique. So you could run Veers and a few troopers, the sub-faction, on a Empire team and not need to have Veers be the leader. So actually a Gar Saxon with a Death Trooper, General Veers, and maybe one other trooper in there, like Shore Trooper or something, could actually work out, which is super interesting. And Gar Saxon is a great hero to have. I think that the counterattacks you could also throw in Tarkin in there, because then you have Tarkin counterattacking, doing lots of basics, and then you can charge up his ultimate firepower quicker.
Yeah.
So I think you could run a team like that, and I think Gar Saxon, you should definitely gear up Gar Saxon eventually, because if you're going to run a Empire fleet in ship arena, that ship, the Gauntlet Starfighter, is probably the best Empire ship behind the TIE Advance. It's that good. So definitely you probably want to eventually gear up Gar Saxon anyway, and why not have a fun team while doing it? So yeah, you can't go wrong with that team.
Very nice. All right.
I know Urban Blaster has Gar Saxon Zeta geared up, ready to rock and roll.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. I convinced him to do it while we were drunk in Boston. I didn't think he would actually do it. We were just sitting there, and everybody else, like Ewok and all them, they disappeared. And it was just me and him. We were drinking whiskey and beer, and he was like, "I don't know, man. I got Gar Saxon. What does he call him? Like Gar Saxophone or something like that." And
Gar
he's just sitting there, and he's like, I don't know, man. He's like, I could do it, but I don't know if I should. I don't know if it's worth it. I don't even know if he's good. And I'm like, dude, you should totally do it. It's gonna be awesome. And he's like, no. I mean, he didn't do it there, but then he posted a video on fucking YouTube. He's like, so I Zeta Gar Saxon. I was like, no.
Oh my god, Urban. Oh my god, unbelievable. All right, next question, Finn. Let's try to get through these questions.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So next question I'll give towards Wink here. So question is from Paul Long, who asked, should people first Zeta still be Vader?
Zeta?
I don't really think so. It kind of depends on what you want to do. I still haven't Zeta Vader, and I've gotten 6 Zetas, I think. So it kind of depends on what you want to do. I mean, he's pretty viable in Arena. He's not elite, so you're probably not going to finish top 20 with him, but he's usable in Arena. But he's really good in Rancor, and he's really good in the Heroic AAT. So if you're lacking in those raids, I mean, he can certainly be a good choice.
Yeah, but since they didn't nerf his leader, but since they got it working correctly, I mean, you're not just going to cruise through and auto solo the Rancor raid.
You can still solo it.
You can still solo it. You just have to.
Yeah, you can still solo it, but it's like the days of people being like, "I just got it on auto and I did it in 25 minutes." No, not anymore. Now you got to babysit the thing, and now you got to,
I got a shameless plug here. So 2 days ago, my last video on my YouTube channel, Nukin from Republic, I released a video entirely dedicated to soloing the Rancor with the Zeta team. And the reason why you want to do that is, first, it's the only team that you can auto the entire raid with. Second of all, because it saves you around an average of 8 hours a month if you're in a 30K a day guild in terms of time. And third, it's way more fun than smacking a big, obnoxiously big monster with a Zeta team than a tiny little Ewok, talking about Tebow. So if you want to be able to solo the Rancor, check out that video.
Stu, your counter with Tebow.
I use Tebow. I can't auto it, but I don't have Zeta, so.
Well, you need.
By the time I got I've been farming Zetas. I got enough for my first Zeta. I haven't used it on anybody yet, but I was gonna do Zeta, and then they fixed it, and everything went to crap, and I was like, thank God. Because after they released like the actual break, no, I was seriously like, I got it that day, and if they waited just an extra day or two, I would have gotten Zeta. They would have said, no, we're fixing it. And then I would have lost my shit and probably just quit the fucking game again.
God.
Do this!
I'm done. Peace, I'm out. Stu is
like, are you kidding? Well, this is a long time just getting all the ships together to do the Zeta challenge and everything. I've just spent months working on this, last couple of months, just working on it and getting ready. And, oh, yeah, I got... And they nerf them. They correct them. It's like, you dicks.
All you need is some average speed mods and throw in a Jyn Erso in there, and you too can auto the raid, Stu.
That's right.
Yeah, Tarkin actually made it possible again, honestly.
Tarkin is actually good in the Rancor raid now.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
See, you learn something new every day, Stu.
I do. Well, that's part of the reason why I do enjoy this game so much, is all the theory crafting and the stuff that changes. I mean, I know a lot of people complain about metas and how they stick around, but they always change. They stick around for a little while. Like, I remember the Dooku thing. I remember the Poe Dameron thing before they killed him. The speed adjustment. Does anybody remember that?
Oh, yes. Come on.
Yep.
I mean, it changes. It gets annoying, and people are like, oh, God, I'm so tired of this. I don't want to do this anymore. And it's like, it'll change. Don't worry. There's some
He sounded like Cozy Spoo.
Hey, Crazy, everybody's asking, is the chicken done yet? She must be
That's the next question.
Didn't that literally go up in smoke?
So I opened my oven and literally a plume of smoke came out.
No!
And I have the vent going. But the chicken's not burnt. I don't know where the smoke is coming from, but it's not burnt.
Okay, maybe we need to clean that
So
oven.
it's resting right now. I realized that I only made a chicken and no vegetables. So I'm making vegetables right now.
That's right. Stir fry. It'll be delicious. And full of vitamins and minerals. All right, Finn, let's get to some more questions and get this stream over.
That's been pretty much it. There has been an overwhelming amount of questions regarding the chicken.
I know.
And Crazy has been good about answering them in the chat, but anybody that's listening back to this in replay is going to be asking about the chicken. So I think we need like up to date information about the chicken.
It's sitting here ready for all of you to come enjoy chicken.
Okay, so where are you again? Because I think I'm driving distance from you. Because it's dinner time for me. I'm hungry, man.
I haven't ate dinner yet. I can get a red eye.
I'm in Silicon Valley.
Damn, you're too far.
You're
like
where?
6 hours from me.
I'm in Silicon Valley, Northern California.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. All right, Stu. Finn, we gotta book the flight.
We haven't made enough yet in Super Chat.
Damn it!
We're not there yet.
Damn it. Oh, yeah, we have to get the GoFundMe going. All right, so I guess everyone just wants to know about the chicken. But, all right, so, Stu, do you want to hang out after this in the Discord and have everybody just pee their pants laughing? Yeah.
Are we going to do some more Prince Adam stuff?
I think we should. So if you guys are in for a treat then, because we're going to do...
All right, guys, fire up all the Prince Adam pictures.
Yep.
Let's spoof this shit.
Yeah, we'll go to Discord and you guys can... Everybody here needs to go listen to this as you're going to be in tears. Or just any other cartoons. It's just trust me, you'll enjoy it greatly. So we'll do that after... Since it is the 50th episode, we'll all go into Discord and...
I can ask another. We have...
Prepare to take damage.
I think I missed a question from Vormax, so he's sending it again.
Okay,
but
let's get this.
We have another question that was asked at the beginning of the stream by a lot of people.
Oh,
okay. Ranger, it's the 50th episode. Are you going to open packs?
No, I'm not going to open packs.
Ooh.
It's the 50th episode.
I've opened a fortune in packs. There's nothing there to buy.
Dude, pack it up, pack it in.
Shadow gave 50.
But I don't have that in my account right now. Good lord.
You can gear up Phoenix.
You can open up a regular Chromium.
You can start.
Nobody said a mega pack.
All right, I'll open up one pack. Golly.
How many crystals do you have? What are you gonna do?
1,500. I've got 1,500 crystals, but let me if I can get the dang store to work.
Oh, so literally one pack, not a mega pack.
Well, we'll open up one pack. Let's see what we get. I can get
We get some Ewok Scout.
Oh god!
Look what Ranger does for our viewers.
I can get the damn thing to the thing's being stupid. Let's see. We can do a Chromium for Chromium data card 350. Character and/or shards. We'll do a Chromium data pack 1,300 one. We'll do that one. All right. I'm going to probably regret this. All right, here we go. Let's see what we get. All right, we're opening.
Let's get some Ezra shards. Get some Hera shards.
It makes me. It's like, oh my god.
Oh my god. I can't believe I got the Ezra shards. It's crazy. All right, let's
get some
see.
Kylo Ren shuttle shards.
Let's see. I got 10 Zeb. Or no, what?
There you go.
I got Zeb, and then I got Hoth Rebel Soldier.
Nice.
I got Sith Assassin. Oh, not bad. And then the last one
Assassin.
is, of course, I got 50 bonus shards of Stormtrooper Han because I already have the damn thing done.
And he's still in there.
Oh Lord!
Why is he?
So 10 Zeb,
Good short
12,
currency.
12 Hoth, 10 Sith Assassin, and 50 Stormtrooper Han. Oh my god. God. All right. Well, I mean, I just got 50 shards
For
for the
all of
shard
you.
shop, so that was great. Super. Wonderful.
That means more Sith Assassin.
Yeah.
It's a good Sith Assassin day.
I'm working on Nihilus. So
They're probably here only probably for another week and a half, by the way. So if you guys are farming him, I wouldn't
I'm
wait
farming
too much longer.
Nihilus. You know, I'm gonna at
Yeah.
least get him.
Well, whoever, if you guys are farming Nihilus or anybody from Shard Shop, I really wouldn't expect them to be in there past another week and a half.
Yeah.
Because they'll probably start moving the Phoenix characters into Shard Shop and everywhere else in probably about a week or two. So.
Yep. All right. Is
start
that it,
finishing.
Finn? I opened up a pack. Made the.
And then the question from Foreman.
Oh yeah. So yeah, remember that.
And he asked. Vormax asked, how can he get the RSG crew to review his roster?
We can do it live.
I think you have to pay.
Anytime.
Anytime. Just
No.
I mean,
all you have to do is ask.
Yeah.
We can do a drunken party again.
I mean, just
if you want Stu to review it, there's a cost involved.
Let's not do that. But
no, for me, no way, dude. Just be allies with me. I'll get drunk and
then you'll be getting
I'll
Gar
do
Saxon Zeta. So lesson learned.
No, just allies, so I can just view. I don't want like access to your account because I will do something stupid like that.
God. I mean, Vormax.
I'll be like, enjoy your Zeta DACA.
Urban, I can't believe you made him say this is Gar Saxon.
He's got a video up. Check out Assassin Master. He's got a video, and dude, it's so funny because he starts out the thing and he's so unsure. He's just like second guessing the whole thing. Like he doesn't say it, but you just can tell in his voice. He's like, "Did I fuck up? Did I just make 20 Zeta mad?"
I gotta watch Crazy's channel because I gotta check that out, and then I gotta go watch Urban again. I've been trying to follow what I can, but oh my god, Jesus! All right, I think Vormax. Just reach out to Grande or any of us. You know, just reach out to us. I mean, you guys, anybody in chat that has reached out to us, we'll look at your roster and. You know, I mean, I'm more than glad to do it. You know, you can reach out to us anytime, just about anything. It doesn't even have to be you have questions about the game. That's what we're there for. You know, so there you go. All right, are we ready to end the stream, Finn, and then get into the Discord and just go crazy with Stu?
Yes, we are, good sir.
All right, let's do it. All right, so I want to give a huge thanks for their time and being here. And everything that they do to, first of all, Nukin and Crazy from the In-Depth podcast. If you guys would like to pimp your stuff, now's the time. Where can people check you out? Give them the information.
Sure, I think Crazy had to leave because she's having chicken issues or something. Or actually, she's cooking vegetables now.
Yes.
But I will pimp out our stuff. You can find me personally on YouTube. Nukin from Republic is my channel. I post videos on just about everything, ships, arena, in-depth educational raid guides. So check that stuff out. And then you can find Crazy and I also on our podcast, and you can either watch it or listen to it, on our website, which is SWGOHindepth.com, no spaces, or check us out on iTunes or Google Play. Just search in SWGOH, and we are that Darth Vader icon with that's red. So check us out there, and thanks for having us on the stream again.
Absolutely, we love having you guys on. It was a blast. Wink, my friend.
Yes,
we were so appreciative that you took the time to be on. Tell the good folks again where they can check you out, specifically of where they can hear the podcast and everything you guys got going on. Pimp your stuff.
iTunes, Stitcher, any podcatcher. Just search for Shadowed Order Podcast. Go to soundcloud.com/Shadowed Order. You can find us there. And then you can find us on Discord. We have a community on there where we put, all the resources and stuff that we do. We don't have a website, so we just kind of use Discord for that stuff and to communicate. And you can catch us on Reddit too. That's pretty much it. Thanks for having me on. And thank you, Ranger, for coming on and joining us this past week. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're gonna do it some more, man. I
Definitely.
enjoyed it thoroughly. So trust me, we will be back on, and maybe we'll bring Finn this time. Because what's a party without Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman?
An actual party.
Well,
I'm a party pooper. I don't need to.
You're gonna go and you're gonna like it.
Nah.
All right, Mr. Stu. Before we go in the Discord and start doing madness, where can people check you out? Because I know you got a YouTube channel and stuff.
I do. It's called Stu's World, where I do a lot of music video stuff, guitar stuff, and also I do some SWGOH videos. But since people do not seem to really be liking the whole music and video game thing together, I will be splitting the two.
Okay.
So I will have two channels. One will be dedicated towards video games, and one will be dedicated towards my music. So no more will I gain 3 subscribers in a day and then fucking lose 2 right away. Well, it's like people come through and they're like, "Oh, sweet, this dude shreds on guitar," and they're like, "What the fuck is this Star Wars shit?" And then they just fucking leave right away. Or they come for the Star Wars stuff and then they're like, "What the fuck is this? Is that heavy metal? Oh god!"
Oh,
Discord down.
Oh my god, this is just a taste of what's about to happen in Discord, y'all. So Loki, go ahead and pimp your stuff, sir. I was showing your lightsaber building abilities. I think people in chat are like all over that. I mean, really, people are like, "Can you build me one up?" So tell
I
people
appreciate it, man.
Yes, tell people about the lightsaber stuff and your YouTube channel, everything. Pimp it.
I don't know. I just like building them, man. That's all it is. But I got a few builds on my YouTube. It's SIRLOKI, Sir Loki. Just doing a bunch of arena stuff as well, and then some heroic tank videos. So as always, thank you for having me on, and thanks for doing everything, man. 50 more episodes, hopefully, after this. So thank you again.
Absolutely.
50 more.
Hey, you damn right. All right, and for us, I'm going to have Finity, since he's hardly ever on, and he's been kind of a turd tonight. I'm going to make him pimp our stuff. So, Finn, Dr. Finn, Medicine Woman, Troll Extraordinaire, pimp our stuff. You will be rated.
I'm going to take a page out of the book of Charlie Brown.
What?
Wah, 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 wah,
All right.
wah, 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 wah.
Try again.
What?
Do it again.
All right, fine. All right, so make sure that if you guys like what you guys saw today, please subscribe to our channel. You'll get updates on whenever we put up videos. We do stuff with SWGOH. We do stuff with other games too. We've been doing more with Diablo 3. We're a little behind on the Range Deputy stuff, but we're going to start catching up on those. So make sure you subscribe so you get those updates. Please make sure that you like our videos so we have an idea about what's the content that you guys like and don't like. If you give us a thumbs down, please leave a comment. It does help us to know what we can change and make things better. Check out our website, realityskewedgamers.blogspot.com. There's not a lot of stuff that goes on there, but when it does, it's usually stats and stuff related to SWGOH. So if you're subscribed to it and you have it set up to your feed, you'll get updates on whenever we have some new articles and stuff up. Subscribe to our Twitter. Our Twitter does get updated whenever we have a new YouTube video that goes up as well. So check that out, and then you'll get updates as well as emails if you subscribe to our channel. So that's pretty much it.
See, that's the way you're supposed to do it professionally, Finn. Good job. All right.
So, wah.
Turd. All right. So we're all heading to the Discord channel and RSG.
Can we get a chicken update? I want a chicken update.
Before we go, can we get a chicken update, Crazy? Is she available? I mean, live breaking news. So last we had smoke and fire and brimstone.
And then vegetables.
I mean, all right. So what we'll do is, if Nuke, if you can try to make that happen, we're all gonna go to Discord. If we can get Crazy in there, so she can keep us updated on the chicken situation, I think that would be, I think that would work pretty well. So,
Alrighty.
Yes, I think that's important. So everybody, we're gonna go to the Discord. Come join us for the chicken update, Stu's madness, and everything else. Of course, we'll answer Star Wars questions over there, but I doubt it. We're gonna go madness. So come join us in the Discord and hang out. On behalf of myself, thank you guys for 50th shows. It's because of your support that we're here. We really couldn't do this without you guys. You're the reason why our channel's growing and we're expanding into other things, and we want to keep everybody here. We want to keep the community growing and keep everything happening. So thank you for all your support. You guys are the true heroes here, the fans, and we really appreciate it. So enjoy Stu's craziness. That's where we're headed now. So the Discord's linked below. In the it is right, Finn. We still have the Discord link below. Okay, good. So go join the Discord if you're not a member, and we will be in the streamer section, and come hang out there. So on behalf of myself and all the wonderful guests we had on tonight, thank you, and we will check you out next time. Thanks. Bye.